Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shali Yardley's YouTube channel. Busy morning here. I had a session, meetings with Coco, putting out fires. So
Hi,
welcome.
everyone.
Thank you for your patience.
Good
Joined by my
day.
lovely daughter, Crystal. And we don't have the banner up. Let's put the banner up.
I got it. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Just getting it together.
How much longer is your sale going on, Crystal?
Yeah, so August 15th is the last day for booking. You can see the coupon code down here. The last day to book a session is August 15th. You can schedule it for any time into the future, providing I have the availability there for you, and use coupon code farewell20 to receive 20% off all of my services. So fun, much to choose from there, and something for everyone. And the link will be also below to book. So should we dive right into it?
How
is everybody doing? How is everyone doing? We have a first question from Christian. How can our community prepare to receive the most of the upcoming Lionsgate portal? Beautiful. Great. So let's make these cards a little bigger. That's what we're here for.
There you go.
I'll give it a little shuffle. I'll shuffle up here so y'all can see that I'm doing it. So I'm going to reach over.
So, do you feel like it's time? Should we share why the coupon code is called Farewell20?
Oh my gosh.
Why not?
Well,
Why not?
Okay.
Let's deep dive. Let's jump in.
If they're on our emailing list, they'll know. But we've been kind of keeping it on the DL that I am officially hired on to be the newest tarot reader and consultant on Beyond Mystic.
Yeah. All in the family.
So exciting.
Crystal's coming in under the wing of Mama and Auntie Janine, but she is so her own entity. She brings her own unique style and medicine, I've noticed over the years, when I go to have intuitive sessions, healing sessions or whatever, it really does, everybody does it a little bit differently, and there's strengths. And so I like to get more than one perspective when I'm going forward, So anyway, of course, the good news is you can still book Crystal at a really, really, really affordable rate. For those of you in the US, this is in Canadian dollars. It's the 20% discount. This is a kind of gone opportunity because it's definitely going to be at a very different price point when Crystal transfers over to Beyond Mystic. And, that happened with me, and I felt, kind of sad, especially for my Canadian clients, because now, my readings were quite a bit more expensive, and in US dollars, of course, we're not receiving that full amount, right? Beyond Mystic is taking a portion of that. So, it works out to kind of being similar to what we were making before. It's not like we're suddenly making huge amounts on our readings. And it is basically the going rate for when you go to different intuitives locally, professionals with varying degrees of experience. And Crystal her rates have been less because she was coming in as a newer reader, but she has so many other skills that she's brought to the table with her coaching, her long-standing practice with working with people, doing deep and empathetic healing work, deep listening. Just counseling and guiding. I mean, gosh, she's been that person since she was 2 years old.
Since I could talk.
Helping everybody with everything.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Ricky.
Thank you, everyone. That's so lovely. Thank you so much for your congratulations. It's an exciting time. And Suzanne, I don't have the link right here that I can put in the chats for you, but when we post this, the link will in fact be in the description in the notes below. So when it goes on YouTube, we will absolutely get it up there.
Well, it's there now, but once we finish up and then we put the all the add-ons at the bottom.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah.
So thank you so much for checking in and all of your support. Shall we get down to
the first
it?
question?
How exciting. Okay. Oh, did I hide it? Oh gosh, you guys. Here we go. Here we go. We're asking about Lionsgate.
Yes.
We've shuffled on it.
Okay, I feel like we need to do it again. Just
Okay.
because we got talking about something else.
Okay.
So,
pulling it back in. And...
Well, interesting that we are still in it. You know, I think what we just did is a reflection of the spinning energy right now.
True.
Well, we're still in a Mercury retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it mean about coming into Lionsgate portal in a Mercury retrograde, right? Because Lionsgate portal is literally 3 days from now. We're still in the thick of the Mercury dynamic. And when I did my live forecast for this upcoming week, okay, shuffle again, please, sweetheart. I got that it was going to feel like a lot of intensive kind of frenetic energy, just chaotic. And there was that 8 of Wands. I feel like I talked to someone else that said they had pulled the 8 of Wands for this 2 week. It might have been Penny Kelly. Anyway, this energy of swiftness, energy moving really quickly. It can feel like we're kind of spinning out. And we also saw that there would be a lot of, I want to say, irritation between people, in the systems, people feeling sort of angsty a little bit. Well, we were talking about aggression versus assertion. So bringing that frequency into the Lionsgate portal, how do we work with that? And what's the wisdom in that?
Right? How do we receive the most during that time?
Okay, how do we work with that? And what is the wisdom? How do we oh, look at this.
Beautiful wisdom. Look at that. Lion.
We have the lion. Oh,
wow. So lovely.
You know, we're bringing a lot of material reality, and money and material reality came up as a big theme for this week. When I did my forecast, and the forecast actually takes us all the way through the Lionsgate portal. So it feels like there's going to be some realigning the energy around finances, the frequency of money, the financial systems, and kind of grounding that material resource into the 3D in a very strong, sovereign, creative way. And look at this, temperance going forward as well. So this could be where we are, where we're going through the Lionsgate. How do we get there?
Yeah, I mean, I always see, it's interesting, temperance is such an alchemy card to me, and there's something there about really somehow alchemizing our frequency around money, like we're doing some sort of healing work to strengthen our ties and our beliefs around money, and it feels a lot like the frequency of it though. So during this portal, if we think of a portal as an opportunity to expand through to you know, bigger and bigger opportunities, greater reach, then this is an opportunity for us to expand into some deeper healing around money and around how the legacy of what we create as in terms of like wealth, currency, value currency in our own lives, the legacy of that can be really kind of, I feel like, set into motion during this Lionsgate portal time.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like we're called like praying for the healing around it, calling in that kind of strength around it, and really like sort of alchemizing a new way forward from here.
I'm hearing dispelling this fallacy of lack. Because
exactly.
When we talk about the lack card, maybe you could find it in here, Crystal, 5 of Pentacles. When we talk about lack, it's actually half of the 10. So the 10 of Pentacles it's not just wealth and abundance that we covet. That would be maybe like the 4 of Pentacles, where he holds on and he doesn't want to let anything go. 8 of Pentacles is working very hard to build systems that create and generate your wealth and abundance. 9 of Pentacles is stepping into your sovereignty, being very self-directed in your wealth and abundance. And the 10 is that you have enough to share with the community. You're giving back. 10% is tithing. So do you notice, like, here's the 5, it's half of that. And the truth is, when we step into the system of shared financial resource that isn't just money, shared resource, and step out of this frequency of lack, this has been the biggest game that has kept us hostage. And this portal of Lionsgate is about dispelling the myth of lack, basically.
Beautiful.
What's Leo saying there?
Leo says the lions or griffins are thought to represent power, protection, and the authority of the Mycenaean civilization. The relief may also be associated with the goddess Hera.
Well, interesting, the Mycenaean civilization, and I was looking at this golden crown here. Do you see that floating in the distance? And it was making me think of the Midas touch. So I believe King Midas was part of that Mycenaean civilization. There's something about when we think in lack, everything we touch turns to poverty. Everything withers and dies. Everything is left out. Everything is abandoned. But when we think in terms of abundance for all, the 10 of Pentacles is not where you hoard the wealth for yourself. It's where there's so much that there's enough to like put into the collective pot. Contribution, right? It's the legacy card. It's the card where we often get this card if there's inheritances or legacies or shared wealth, wealth that we didn't just work to earn, but we coalesced as a community, as a family, as a group.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Well, it's a Pody portal as per usual. Love it. Okay. So let's go to the next question here. And there we go. Suzanne has a question here. I'm going to let you read that out, and I'm going to type in Dawn's question because she sent it to me this morning. We want to make sure that we get it up there.
What can the cards tell us of the importance historically and present of Benghazi and Lybia? Any relationship to Jesus and Mary Magdalene? Ooh, we're back to that again.
Yeah.
Okay, Benghazi and Lybia. What do we need to know? And then I will put down the middle. Is there, what is the connection with Jesus and Mary Magdalene? Oh, it wants a bit more shuffling. I can tell, I feel it. It's like the cards, when we shuffle, it is an alchemizing process where we're literally mixing the elements because the tarot has 4 elements in it. It has air, the sign of air, which is the swords. It has fire, which is the wands. It has cups, which is the water, which is the cups, and earth, which is the pentacles. And when we shuffle, we are alchemizing those elements together, blending them. And I can feel, been doing this a while, and I can really feel the cards kind of blending beautifully, alchemizing with the intention of the question. And then occasionally they don't blend very beautifully. I can just feel them resisting. And so I have to keep blending until I get that feeling of, yeah, that's just right. That's right. Okay. So what do we need to know about the importance of Benghazi and Libya? And is there a relationship between that and Jesus and Mary Magdalene? You know, interesting. We've got these two challenging swords here. So this feels to me like it has been it's an energy that has been fought over a lot. There's been a lot of warring, kind of that frequency of wanting to control something that can't be controlled. Like, it's sort of like, okay, you get access to whatever this portal is, whatever the power of this portal is, but you can't use it. So, you can't use it because power, true power, that is sustainable and is self-generating and is like flourishes and evolves, it can't be accessed by stealing. You have to earn it. You have to learn it and earn it. Basically, you learn to develop a relationship with the system of that power. And even dark force power, there's always a relationship involved. You're giving something to get this power. So this area has been fought over, and it feels like the portal is very beautiful. But no one can use it until the frequency raises on this planet. Only when we become that beautiful can we access the true power there. So it's fought over, but it's useless, because it's useless unless you have the heart to open the key to open it, which is the high frequency heart. And it's interesting because it almost looks like, when I look at this, it looks like even at the time of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, that there was that was already not a functioning zone. It looks like it wasn't in alignment that they were going to be the ones that would go. It wasn't the time to open that up. And there wasn't enough. It's almost like there needed to be enough energy on the planet to hold that. And it feels like they just passed it by. I don't know. Is that making any sense, Suzanne?
Or in the beginning, it started a little bit almost like innocently, or even maybe not by accident, but it's turned into quite a long standing dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and
it's this is long, steady, and so there's something about it where we're certainly not done the journey with it.
No, miles. Yeah. That's what I feel. Miles to go with this. It almost seems as though they would have maybe stopped over there and made gifts or offerings to the land. Like, the land is sacred and they honored that, but it wasn't the time to connect with it. Does that make sense?
Okay, so we've got, can we pull another card to see if that power is the source of the Nile, the original water source of life?
Not for a really long time. Yeah, not for a really, really long time. Like, we're talking really before this last epoch. So, 28,000 years ago. So yeah, it almost seems as though it was premature at the time of Jesus and Mary Magdalene to reconnect with this energy. And when are we going to get to do it? Maybe another 1,000 years. Like we've got a lot to do to develop ourselves to be these beings. It feels like it has to do with the epochs and like the golden ages. It's a golden age.
Yeah,
portal.
especially with that and like this Knight of Pentacles taking its time to get there, right? Seems like a lot of the places that have been constantly under war in the last years have been connected to portals, ancient wisdom, or important artifacts.
Absolutely, Christian. And this is what I always say, it's like, good luck. Okay. It's sort of like getting the blueprints to a spaceship or something. It's like, well, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to fly it? Like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you can't utilize, even if you find, the alchemist's like philosopher's stone, you don't know what to do with it. And it can't be explained because it can only be learned and earned. And that is a very initiatory, gradual process that there has to be a lot of humility in that. It's kind of like trying to steal and shortcut your way to something. We're not going to get there. So it's protected in that way. It's like, but it's still contested and fought over because they think that if they just, have a sort of like, having a relic of something. I've just got a piece of this technology and I've got all the power. It's like that power's long gone because the ones that knew how to wield it are gone. And you're not that, you know what I mean? Like basically whoever's trying to fight over it are definitely not the ones that are going to be able to wield it because they're so in distortion, right? And if you're going to fight to get something that has true power, you're already lost the game.
We want to magnetize the power rather than fight over it.
Well, we're going to need to evolve inwardly. We have to do the inner work.
When we as a people do the inner work, we magnetize that power. So next, how does Mother Earth Gaia feel about the mining of her crystals? Oh, I'm so there with you. What messages does Gaia have for us regarding the extraction of crystals from her body? Thank you for asking this question. I get a little up in arms about that myself. I don't know if it's because my name is Crystal, but
Crystal has always been so sensitive about this. She gets really anxious.
To gem shows or anything like that. I'm like, whoa, I feel really well. I mean, obviously it's a potent energy when you have so many, but I'm like, these people are making money off of these mines, like mining crystals, and there's just something to it that feels off to me.
Well, you get to look at it today, my dear.
We get to look at it.
With all this beautiful, supported,
Mama's gonna clear
focused energy. I'm going to clear.
Yeah. Clear for crystal clearing.
So when we say clear, this is another little sort of shuffling alchemy practice. Janine taught me this forever ago. It's called reordering the universe. And you just randomly throw cards in 3 piles. The Holy Trinity, and you just randomly, any old way.
Something feels so good when you do it too.
It does.
The randomness of it, like not needing to be so like a structure in it, but just it's so beautiful, and it is such a perfect way to clear the cards.
And then you really, I really tap them down and like just feel this. They're energized now. Okay, you're gonna shuffle.
I will shuffle on this one. I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how does anybody else feel about that? It definitely. I mean, I'm so grateful. So grateful that we have these, gorgeous stones that we have access to, and that we get to work with the medicines of them. And yeah, the cards are hot today, flip flopping around. Okay, Mom, you talk. I'm zoning.
Okay. Well, when I think about this, it's a lot about what I just said about those portals too, right? It's like we earned the right to work with these crystals.
Yeah.
And of course they belong to Earth, home. So in some way they're part of the abundance and wealth. It's funny, we're talking about the frequency of the Lion's Gate and the wealth. It's here for all of us.
Yeah.
But is it, like Crystal said, who's making money off giving us the right? Like, shouldn't it be that spirit decides who gets to hold this crystal and work with it, and not somebody who went in and extracted and is making money? It's very interesting. It's complex, right? It's not an easy answer, I don't think. So let's see what the cards.
It could be an easy answer also. So who knows?
It could be.
So we're going to have a look and see here.
I'm actually going to do a focus spread.
Yeah,
I think.
I'd love that. Yeah, right.
Here's us. So both you, Simone and Crystal, feeling sad, and the rest of us may be feeling a bit sad too.
I mean,
about
Simone,
this.
maybe you're not sad about it. Maybe we're just getting curious, and so I can't speak for you, but I'm sad. It seems like people are maybe a little disheartened from it.
Okay. Oh.
Aww.
Oh, this is sweet.
Sweet. Oh, interesting. Sweet and interesting.
Can I go first?
Yes, Mama. Fly at it.
Well, interestingly, I get a real sense of abundance. It's almost like Earth is saying, "Oh, you like those shiny things? I can make more of those. You want them all over? I could Earth is our mother, and she loves that we love things that she's made for us."
Yeah.
So in a way, I get this feeling that Earth is just like going, yeah, like it's yours to share, but like a mother that would say, "Oh, you took all the toys in the sandbox and you're hoarding them off to the side. No, you got to spread them around and share them with everybody." I think it really is about, is this something that should be coveted, that should be only certain people who have they've earned money in a system that we don't agree with, have access to these incredible gems and resources? It should be everyone's honor and right. Everyone should have the right to have. Well, we have there's a couple of interesting stories about something like this. I have a story about crystals that were like lost or stolen in my early years with crystals, and I had a whole thing with it. Quickly tell that story. And then there's the story about the guy that broke into that crystal store and
cute,
and stole all these crystals, and then left and put hand sanitizer. Okay, I won't tell it. Okay, I'm going to tell my story first. Sorry, folks, you're right in our
story time.
Blah blah.
Come on, we're great storytellers.
So I had, back in the day, and I'm saying like 1984, 85 or something.
When Crystal came onto
yeah, right.
There.
I got really into crystals. I had all these books on them, and I had all these crystals that I had purchased and, sort of pulled together this incredible small collection, what I could afford. And I had this beautiful bag made for the crystals, and they each had their own little pocket. And it was like so special and sacred to me. And I was on a trip, and I think they got stolen out of my bag because they disappeared. And I was so upset. I was mad. I was like, how dare they? I thought, oh boy, are they ever going to get karma for that? And and I wasn't doing readings yet, but I happened to talk to a reader that I went to about it. And she said, oh, those crystals are doing work with those people that stole them. They're actually helping them heal their need to steal. And they have their own, they went through your hands for that purpose. So bless that. You were part of a healing work that those crystals needed to do. And I was like, whoa, that was my first realization that, holy, they weren't mine. Right? I was like, oh, they're not mine. I'm a steward that's holding them for. Here I was like, well, I'm going to do all this great healing work with them. And then they were like, yeah, well, we've actually got some really great healing work to do. So just say goodbye. So there's that, right? Like, they will go where they need to go.
Totally.
Tell the story about the guy that stole the crystals.
Okay, my story. So when we had worked across from a crystal shop a couple of years ago, and I had spoken to the owner because I went in to check on her because there had been a robbery. And I saw that the windows were all boarded up. And so I went and checked on her, and she was like, oh, yeah, well, they did end up catching the person and getting all the stuff back, but they've got him on videotape. And he literally, so he breaks in, and he's got this like duffel bag, and he like goes throughout and like picks, like slowly, like takes all these like intentional
He's
things.
like holding them, feeling the energy. Is the energy good in this one?
Puts them in the bag and is really kind of like intentional about it, and then goes to leave. And there's hand sanitizer on the way out, and he like pumps the hand sanitizer and like gets it. I don't know, like maybe they're clearing energy or something, like so funny, and then leaves. And it was just like,
yeah, he didn't go in and just grab everything off a shelf that he could take. He went in, he wanted specific crystals. He was like, well, I can't afford to buy them, but I'm going to go in and he was like literally trying out these different ones, like, oh, and he'd hold it. And it's
like 100%.
So how does Mother Earth feel overall? I feel like she feels abundant, gracious, really generous about this, and that they have their own job. And as long as they're not meant to be owned. And that's the part, right? They're not meant to be owned. And so this whole thing with the money around them, that's the piece
that's a bit off to me. It's like, and maybe everyone can't afford them, and everybody has to have something that makes a living. I understand that. But like, also offer them as gifts if you're going to sell them. Like, there's something about, like, that Six of Pentacles was on the bottom there. There's something about stepping into reciprocity around all of it. So yeah. And I feel like, it's interesting. I mean, we're also mining precious metals from Earth and using it as our currency. There's not a whole lot that's different about that. So.
Okay. Methods of extraction are really important. I agree with that. And someone else had said, oh, we love a story.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terrified Lupa. Remember the episode SG1 where the natives just waited for the planet to gift the gems as needed? Would Mother prefer we do it like that? Yeah. Like, and Angela saying, heard years ago that nothing can be found mined without Gaia's consent. I mean, it's all somehow part of for example, that's a good point, Angela. And for example, like, we hear stories about when people do extraction and do things out of greed, it comes back on them, meaning they go in to get money, to get power, to get something, and it could actually backfire on them because that's part of the healing. Like, if you work with these energies, they're going to take you close to what it is you need to heal and learn and grow. So it's like, that's where they talk about in real magic, you are not going to just play around with things with a bad intention, because it's like playing with fire. You're not going to get hurt because the crystals are attacking you. You're just going to create more disresonance. They're going to push you faster towards your own demise because they're just going to expand, like they're expanders, right? So if you're evil and dark, or obsessed with control and manipulation and dominance, and you have a bunch of crystals around you, you're just going to get more like that until you hit the wall and stop and grow and evolve and change. So
wow. Okay. Kim, and then we'll get Janice and Dawn have questions here before we wrap up. So, hi, ladies. What's happening in Nova Scotia? They just banned all fires till October. They banned anyone going into the woods and asked area not to use.
Okay, we can tell you a little bit about this, Kim, from our perspective. Oh, there's a Oh,
got
stop
it.
car alarm. We can tell you a little bit about this because we live in BC and we have this all the time. And this is actually pretty normal, standard summer reality for us. Fires get banned usually by, have they been banned yet
But
here?
they're banning people going into the
Well, that
woods.
happens too.
Oh, yeah.
That does happen
In
here
certain
too.
areas.
Yeah,
for
when
sure.
if it's bad, it
Yeah.
happens, and it usually only lasts for like, it depends. Like some seasons it can go on for 2 or 3 months, but they do stop it. So what I'm hearing you say though, Kim, is we have a lot of concerns about how fire response is handled, and we
do.
worry that there are all of this is a lot about continuing to, dominate freedoms of people. So I'm hearing you say that.
Yes.
Um,
And Kim had said something else about it up here too, so I'm just going to get to that.
Okay.
Also. Okay, so then as try to say, same here.
No hiking. What's happening? Are they trying to wake people up and make them rise?
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we've wondered about this a lot in the last 10 years here in BC because it happens every year. And what we've kind of learned as well is that I agree on one level, there is a lot coming forward each time we have one of these critical points. Like we had friends that lived in an area and, the city was told to shut the water off so that it could be reserved for the firefighters. But then the local people were like, no, we actually want to protect our properties. And so there was like this big war going on. This happens all over here in the West. Like every community goes through this constantly. And this particular little town overrode whatever it was, the feds or whatever said, and they were like, or the provincial government told them to do. And they actually, what it was the water treatment plant would need to put so much water through that they couldn't treat it all. And they just said, we'll just do it and we won't treat it. So they told everyone, don't drink the water. It's not going to be potable water, but you can use as much of it as you want. So, it's getting creative, things like that, and working with local, like the people in an area know better what to do in that area than somebody giving orders from above, right? So this is something we could literally talk for hours about because there's a lot going on in the whole fire realm. Are they trying to wake people up? Is it a method to control us more, or is it just chaotic systems?
3 piles, I think,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Are they trying to wake people up? Wow. Right? Yeah. I mean, whether they're actually doing that consciously, it's having that effect.
It's having that effect.
For sure.
Yeah.
The Death card, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune, 3 major arcana cards. It just brings things so quickly to the front, right? Everyone's talking. Everybody's like has opinions about it. What was the second one I said? Is it to control us?
Control us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is interesting because I'm actually getting, it's almost like, yeah, well, it's almost that it's getting harder and harder to control us. So I don't know that there's a real effort to do that. I think what's being shown though is that we see how every year people are less willing to follow orders. Do you see that with this? King of Cups and the Six of Swords and people fighting if there is some sort of manipulative.
Right.
That people are resisting it more.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like with the third question too, to ask like what is the benefit for us in this way, right?
It's bringing you're right. It's bringing us into community problem solving at a local level.
So it's going to take time for us to really see the I feel like the truth of the matter, like the true intentions, because I feel like there's certainly with this, I feel like there's upgrades that are happening even beyond what they think that they're doing with all of it. Like what the systems that are in place right now, I feel like there's actually the world, like great Gaia and the cosmos have come in and really stirred this up. And we have had our own ways of, as humans, we've had our own roles to play in creating some of this chaos. And yet it does actually look like, in terms of, are they manipulating us? Like Mom said, I feel like we're certainly, even if it has been a manipulation, it's actually strengthened our resolve as community, and it's actually strengthened like our passion for like protecting nature, for honoring the relationship that we have. Can I actually get into this part here?
Yeah.
For honoring the relationship that we have to nature, and also like, the legacy of the next generation that's coming in here. So speak to what you're saying there, Mama.
Yeah, I'm just noticing, like, sometimes I get really drawn into visuals on the card. They want to speak, and I'm noticing I see the boat with the red sails on this side of the throne, and then I see the little tiny fish over here on this side. Do you see that, everybody? The boat, the red boat. And the red boat made me think of like the fire trucks and the firefighters. It's like, here we are, coming in, and then the little tiny fish felt like just the people, like the local people with, their knowledge of the water and the land and the resources available. And it's like, I feel as though the real work, it's again, another one of these, are we being, if we don't want to be dominated by systems like, okay, the fire rescue team are going to solve everything and we just evacuate and let them deal with it. It's like, we want to work together. And I think the fire rescue crews are a lot more interested. I know people that are in that business. Likewise. And they are very interested in getting it more locally, like involvement and negotiating on a local level. And the local people are, sort of calming down a bit and going, yeah, let's work with the firefighters. So again, it's another one of these meeting in the middle. And
so stuff like that, province just canceling their partnership with the fireman training. I feel like that's like a bit like this, right? Like the end to old contracts, and that there's actually some new stuff and new realities that are beginning to come in here. So, I mean, I think we're on hold to see what the actual, like the highest good outcome is of this, but we're certainly to see the full actualization of this. We're starting from a good place in terms of what is the benefit of all of this for us, for the land. And it certainly looks like there is benefit from it. So, but it comes up a lot for us. We really do speak a lot to it, like, and it's up for a lot of our families, our friends, our connections. Like we said, a lot of our, we do have some close connections quite high up in the fire
crews, here. not local firefighters, but in the the forest fire fighting at a provincial level, and even
there's no denying it's getting crazy out there, though. So
definitely,
what that's about is,
well, I mean, you just look at the world map for current forest fires, and
exactly,
yeah.
Okay,
Got time for at least one more.
Yeah, well, we started a few minutes minutes late, so
We'll
we're going
go
to just go a
over.
little few minutes over
We
here, and
will.
I'm gonna go back up. I'm trying to find these questions because I know I posted questions. Okay, here we go. Done. How do we activate our internal innate healer? Right?
Great question, Dawn.
Yeah. I wanted to get to that. So, how do we activate our internal innate healer, and how? Okay, so first of all, looking at our internal innate healer in general, what we need to know about it and how we activate it is essentially. There's another part to the question here, but
okay. So let's start with what do we? Oh, sorry. There you go. What do we need to know about it? Could be here, and then how do we activate it down the middle?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to say about it?
I'm gonna wait and see what the cards say.
All right, let's wait and see. I'm curious about that too, right? Okay. This got extra shuffled and put together. Yes, you got it, Mama. You got it.
She's saying yes because you choose which one of the three piles. Janine used to say it doesn't matter which one you pick, you're just going to get the same message in a different way.
Totally.
But we pick, sometimes we'll point to it or just intuitively feel it. And we always are happy when we both pick the same.
We pick the same one. Yeah, you got it. That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay, so here's us.
Okay.
Well, curiosity is a good starting point, Dawn. Be curious, be playful, exploratory. The explorer card, the playful, curious card. Oh.
2 3s. Very interesting.
So what do we need to know about it? It stems from your suffering.
Yeah.
The wounded healer.
Yeah.
Your healer gets activated when you are hurt, when you go through something, when you have a struggle. Isn't that true for all of us?
Oh man, Mama, is it ever? I tell you what.
Like that's what inspires. So we can look at all of our suffering and go, "Why this sucks? Why me?" Or we can say, "Wow, my internal healer is getting activated." If I choose to accept the mission, that's the calling card for a mission for becoming a healer, is going through your own wound.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I mean, as much as we can love that journey.
Right. Well, it sure sweetens the pot a bit to see that there's actually a reason for going through all the suffering. Wow, 3 majors in the middle here. Yeah.
Is there ever
3 major arcana? So how do you do it? Well, you start by going through your own healing journey. And I always like to say that the modalities that you work for you when you have healing, either emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, the modalities that just work for you are the ones that you are probably meant to work with as well.
Beautiful.
So the 3 of Wands is like the explorer. Try 2 or 3 different things and then pick the one that really resonates for you. And that's probably your modality.
And you know what? Like I'm finding even for myself, the ones that have resonated for me, I am studying in, and I'm not just sticking to one of them. I'm integrating multiple tools that I can choose to use to support other people. And then also being able to send people and support them in choosing other directions for healing as well. Like this is the choices.
The choices, yeah. So you start by going on your own journey and getting support from healers, in whatever form of healers. And then you choose to maybe dive deeper into 1 or 2 or 3. Interesting, there's 3 here. And I often say with intuition, it's the same thing. We will often have certain types of intuition that really are strong points, and others that we're not as strong in. Everyone's like, well, how come you can see things or you hear things or you whatever, and it's like, we all have intuitive strengths,
Mhm.
clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, all the clairs, right? And it's the same with healing. There's probably 2 or 3 modalities that you would be amazing working with. And you're likely going to find they're the ones that really, as I said before, work for you. So you then say, okay, I'm going to pick maybe one of those that really worked and I'm going to start learning it. And eventually you're going to offer it out in the world.
Woo!
Eventually you're going to hear the call and say, you know what? I don't have to be perfect. I always say, who do we help? Who do we heal? Do we heal if you're up here on a ladder, and someone is way down here? Are they going to reach to get healed by you? No, they're going to get healed by the person that's just a rung or 2 above them.
That's been really helpful for me in getting started in all of this and getting started in my journey. And always trusting that I have the perfect, most ideal medicine for whoever ends up working with me. That's just so beautiful to know. Could we pull those last couple cards there, Mama, and we can look at another gateway card. Wow. Oh, so interesting.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, isn't it just interesting that on the one side, the question about this, what we need to know about our own innate healer and how to activate it is very much like it is this deep internal process of uncovering your own true wisdom, because it is the thing that is inside all of us that is our greatest gift, right? And so it's like doing the digging through the grief, through the sorrow, through my one painted fingernail. Geez. I forgot to take that off. It's like going through this powerful process, which many of us are doing right now. We are in the 9-year, we are in the hermit year, so there's a lot of that happening. Is the gateway, the key to really taking that healing out into the world, and to like Mom said, taking it out. And when we heal ourselves, when we initiate this internal healer, we also are healing the collective, right? We also are like and even healing facilitators like ourselves that work with this process. We are also experiencing our own healing through
Constantly.
healing all the
Constantly.
time.
There is never oh boy, we're at the top of the pile now. We don't have to be careful. I've highly advised to steer clear of that kind of thinking or talking, because you're just going to be like, we've noticed that when you graduate a level up, it's a whole new degree of challenge that comes to you, right? And instead of seeing that like, oh, I thought I did all that work, I thought I was through this, go, okay, it's sort of like, when you go through those video game stages, it's like, well, you've up leveled. These are both up leveling cards.
So finish your thought, and then we have a second part to this, and then I want to get to finishing off with Janice's question.
Okay, so yeah, I've noticed here, do you see this, the cross with the 4 directions and then the 4 of wands? So I often get a connection actually between these 2 cards, and it is about, getting to a crossroads and going up a level. So you will come to a place on your journey where it's like you're doing it yourself, for yourself. It seems very self-centered, and then spirit will ask you to share what you've gained with the world. And if you don't, it could start to kind of retreat back. Like it's almost like we go through healing in order to become healers. We go through self-discovery in order to guide others.
And the beginning of that is not always through like offering it as a service. It's quite often through the practice of initiating those healing experiences on the daily with beings around you, right? Like we want to live this journey.
Yeah.
We're not just doing it as a job.
Yes, and you also want to always do some kind of contractual exchange. It's just a really great practice to get into because it creates a container. So there's consent when you're going to offer healing to someone else, and there's some kind of container created by having an exchange. And Beautiful. It just sets the tone for it to be a really authentic, grounded experience for both people. But you do not need to charge. You don't ever need to do it as a business. But you may get to that. You may get drawn to that by people saying, I want you to do this.
Okay. And so the final part of this was, I'm not going to type it in, but she also asked, is the Marma method of Ayurvedic acupressure a good way to bring the innate healer online? The Marma, M-A-R-M-A, method of Ayurvedic acupressure.
So Dawn is asking, you're asking, and this will be specific for you, Dawn. This is what I was saying earlier. This is not like healing is so individual specific, and it's magical that way. So it doesn't mean it's not good for everybody. This thing is good for that person. That's not good for this person. True. It's like, so let's look at, for you, it does look very good. It does look very good. It looks like a path that you may get about 60% of the way through and be like, that's all I needed from that. I don't need the whole system. I don't need to, go every level of it, but it does feel like there's benefit for you. And it is something that's easy to share with others. So that's really cool too.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Finally, here we have Janice's question. Are the animals the true extraterrestrial beings that have been living amongst us the entire time?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. I was like, we gotta get to that question. It's way back there.
It's so interesting. I often, I just, what I start to replace the word extraterrestrial with is like interterrestrial and interdimensional, because it's this whole idea. When we think of extra, it means outside of us, but when we think of intra, it means inside of us. So the whole extraterrestrial wording, I no longer really resonate with it personally. It just doesn't mean as much to me as interterrestrial and interdimensional. And so therefore these animal beings are inside, in earth, in us. So a thought about that. Crystal.
Yes, absolutely.
And are they the ones that we see, that we call our brothers and sisters in the plant, animal, mineral kingdoms? Very, very interesting question.
And then I saw that Suzanne said, if cats aren't, I don't know. Let's see. I love when we ask questions about these animal beings. It's just makes me happy.
It's the middle again.
Okay. Do.
I'm going to put 3 this time.
Do it.
3.
This is what we say when
it's interesting.
Sure.
Yes. It's okay to be not quite sure.
Absolutely.
So we've got 2 swords here, and we've got the defeat sword, which is like, no, not quite. It's sort of like, if you're playing that, hot and cold, it's like, no, colder. So
it's almost like try a different. direction for them.
I mean, it's interesting that we have the Fool with the
As
little
donkey.
dog. So they are our companions. They are our allies. They are our brothers and sisters. We are on yeah.
I wonder too about asking, like, animals is a pretty broad spectrum thing. And like Suzanne said, if cats aren't, I don't know. And so I wonder if we ask also just about cats,
Well,
it's
well, I'm getting here too that it's something that it's not the fifth dimension, it's the sixth. So I think we're joined in the sixth dimension is what I'm hearing. So they are interdimensionals, yes, and
for sure.
they are coming a lot through the sixth dimension, or that is our connection to them. And if we connect with them only in 3D, we are missing our relationship.
Oh, beautiful.
Is what I'm hearing. So what is 6D? Let's talk about that for a minute. So everyone talked about wanting to get to 5D. I'm like, no, I mean, I don't want to stay in 5D. No. Because 5D is, so we've got 4D, which is sort of like astral, and 5D, which is creative chaos. It is creation dimension. So there's a lot of disruption in 5D. 6D is where we want to go. We want to aim to 6 or 7. 6 is harmony and cooperation and relational, giving and receiving, sharing. It's the energy of sharing, harmony, service, and cooperation. That's the dimension that we want to aim for.
I spoke to that in my last live as well, when I felt like we needed to ask the animals at the end there. And that was what came through then as well. It was just like we're learning about true generosity and reciprocity through animals, through our companions, and all of the messengers, right? So they are, I feel like, a lot of our key and our connection to this sixth and seventh dimensional frequency, ways of thinking and ways of being. Yep.
Another 6.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So you asked about cats. Okay, well, interesting.
Big kitty on there.
I think that we're talking about they actually reside in different dimensions. And again, this extraterrestrial, I mean, that's almost like a question for another day, because it is a big kettle of fish, I think. Well, interesting. Kettle of fish. I wonder if it's a lot to do with portals in the oceans.
Underwater portals.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yes.
So it feels like a lot of the animal allies connect through the sixth dimension, and cats really connect in on the 8th.
Yeah.
So
it's a very and
the
angelic
8-8,
and the angelic realms, I feel more like they're more like our angels, our protectors, like they're more tied to workers of that reality. So I feel like our ancestors coming back in animal form, our angels coming to work with us in animal form. Yeah,
that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
The angelic realms,
yes.
And the 8th dimension. Wow, cool.
As I'm listening to this, I just love you guys. As I'm listening to this, I'm watching an 8-point buck grazing in my backyard. Beautiful. Yes. Angela. I'm sure my cat can see guardian angels around her and I. Exactly. 2 cat protectors and 2 dog supporters. Yeah, they do feel like that, don't they?
Okay, so Suzanne, can we put her question up there just at the end here? Could crystals and gems be extraterrestrial with Akashic memories? And so again, interterrestrial. They literally are.
Could crystals and gems be aliens, perhaps?
I mean, they are interterrestrial beings with Akashic memories. Yes. So again, it's not about out there. I really am. I believe that this idea that things are off planet in terms of like this idea of extra outside of us versus intra. I wonder if the vision that we have when we look out at the stars is more of a not a trick, but it's not exactly as it appears. Like it's really not this idea that there's all this spaciousness. It's that we are looking through a particular lens. But it's actually everything is inside. It's in 3D.
12/12 here.
Whoa.
Seems like a good time to wrap her up.
Just a contemplation. That's kind of where I'm getting with my thoughts. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone, and thank you for your patience starting off. Again, we will make sure to post the link to our website where you can book. Use coupon code farewell20 to receive 20% off before my grand farewell. So exciting. Thank you all for your celebrations. Thank you all for being here weekly with us. This show is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So not to worry.
Crystal's going to have a new show on Beyond
yeah.
Mystic. You can check that out. It'll be up in a couple of weeks.
So,
yeah.
And this channel's not going anywhere either.
No.
Our site is, we're continuing to build. This is just expanding the branches and the reaches.
Yeah, we've got some new evolutions of where we want to go with Eye of the World and with this YouTube channel. So
continue to stay tuned and continue to like and share, subscribe, and thank you so much for joining us on a weekly basis. So much love to all of you. Have a beautiful week.